Good evening, my friends, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the murders that occurred in a home in Villisca, Iowa. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Villisca Axe Murder House. If you're unfamiliar with the story, in 1912, on June 9th or 10th, an entire family and their two house guests were murdered by an axe. And to this day, nobody knows what happened that night or who the killer was. There are a lot of videos here on YouTube about the Villisca Axe Murder House, and there's also tons of websites full of information. So instead of just doing a video on the story of the house, I kind of wanted to just give a brief summary of it like I just did, and then go more in depth of what they found at the crime scene and what made this murder so interesting and puzzling. So right off the bat, when they got to the crime scene, they had found 8 people murdered. It appears that all 8 of them were sleeping at the time of the murders, which is weird to me because you would think somebody would hear something, somebody would wake up and scream or yell and alert the rest of the family. But what they found at the crime scene indicates otherwise. They say that when they found everybody, it appears as if they were sleeping. And it's just so weird, unless they had been drugged or something like that ahead of time. But when you think about 1912, I could be wrong, but I don't think of people having as easy access to medications that would drug somebody to sleep. So it's kind of odd that all of them were killed and looked like they were sleeping when they were killed. The next weird thing at the murder scene is that all the curtains in the house were drawn except for 2. But the reason why 2 of the curtains weren't drawn is because there weren't curtains on the windows, so they used clothes to cover the windows up instead, which is just weird to me too, because not only did they use an axe to kill everybody and nobody woke up, but they also went around, closed all the curtains, and hung clothes over the windows that didn't have curtains without anybody waking up. The next thing they found at the crime scene was the actual axe that they used. It was covered in blood, but it looked like somebody had tried to wipe the blood off of it. There was a pan of bloody water found on the kitchen table alongside a plate with uneaten food. I get the pan of bloody water because whoever it was must have tried to wash up after themselves. But why was there a plate left with uneaten food? You would think if the family had finished dinner, they would have cleared the plates and went to bed, but they left a plate out with food on it. This goddamn ice cream truck, every single time I film, like he knows. The last thing that I want to mention from the crime scene is that when they got there, all the doors were locked. So how did the person leave if all the doors were locked? Either they had to have gone in and out of a window, or they had to have had a key to the house, or I don't know, maybe it was somebody inside the house that did the murder and committed suicide afterwards. I don't know, but they said everybody looked like they were sleeping that was murdered. Like I may or may not have mentioned before, the murders are still a mystery to this date. Nobody knows who did it or why. It is unfortunate that these murders happened so long ago, because if they would have happened today, they say that they would have been able to catch the murderer with all the evidence that was left behind at the crime scene. So I don't know, who do you think committed the murders? Do you think it was somebody within the family? Do you think it was somebody that they knew? One cool thing is that it looks like you can book a stay at the Axe Murder House if you'd like to. It supposedly is haunted. I think that would be a really cool place to go. I would totally check it out. I don't think my husband would be down for it, but I go by myself. So yeah, let me know. What do you think happened that night at the house? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.